call this December meeting of the Board of Education to order. Before we get started, we're going to ask Mr. Fleener if he would lead us in prayer, and then Ms. Hannah Campbell is going to lead us in pledge.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for all our many blessings, Lord, and we thank you for loving us. Thank you for your Son, Jesus, Lord, and the ultimate sacrifice he made for our sins. Dear Lord, I pray that you'd help us tonight, do your business here for our children and for our communities, Lord. We pray for Miss Gina and her recovery. We also pray for all those that have lost loved ones, Lord, this year, that this time of season is tough on those folks, and we just ask you to be with them and comfort them as only you can. Dear Lord, we just give you praise for all that you do. We ask you to bless each and every one that's in our system, our kids, our students, our staff, our families, Lord, in this upcoming season. And we just ask your blessing on tonight. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First on the agenda is the review and discussion of the superintendent's annual evaluation and his contract, with the possible consideration of action to modify the current contract and the bonus for the year. So that you should have at your station there all the paperwork on that. Mr. Fleener.
I'll make a motion that we approve the evaluation results as presented.
Second.
Any discussion?
This was for just the evaluation?
For the
Yes, ma'am.
evaluation. Any discussion?
I guess,
Go ahead.
of any discussion I'd like to have. Jerry, you done a fine job in several areas. Overall, 4.25. Annual objectives average was 4.18. You brought a good leadership to our system, and we are very thankful for that. I know you're going to defer praise to your team, and that's awesome, and I appreciate that. They've done a really good job of supporting you, but I just appreciate everything you've done for the kids in Washington County.
Thank you. And yes, my part's very small. Our folks in the classroom, in our schools, and all across the district make good things happen for students every day. So my role is to make sure they can.
Let me echo his comments and think that the amount of money that you draw in salary is well earned on those snowy 5 o'clock mornings, having to check out roads that I think back and think that in alone is enough to draw whatever funds that we are assisting you with. And thank you for doing that, for all the things you do for the kids. Maybe one day I'll join you out on the road at 5 o'clock.
Always welcome. Dr. Adams is out there, Tony Roberts out there, and we usually hit the road about 4.
4?
5's a little late.
So tomorrow morning, because of the forecast, we don't think there's going to be any in our area, but we will still need to get up and evaluate.
So you're not making the call today?
You can join me about 3:45, 4 o'clock if you want to. I'll pick you up. Just give me a call.
We got 8,300 students that hope it does something on that.
Well, some of our neighbors, have already deferred a 2-hour delay, and mostly Southwest Virginia and of course our higher elevation neighbors, Unicoi, Carter, and Johnson, and then Sullivan County. I may be still in his thunder, but he told me that they were going to go 2 hours late too. But they also have that northern border.
I just want to say thank you for your leadership. I appreciate appreciate everything you do for our system and our people and your guidance. And I can see your vision and I see us lifting up as a system. And I can see us, I'd love to see you, and I see it happen, take us to the next level. Because I think we're really close to exploding up as a system. And I appreciate your leadership and guidance in helping do that. And then all you do with, you have a large job, and I know it's not easy. So you're very appreciated, what you do.
Thank you. And echoing the same sentiment, you know, again, my role, as you said, the next level, that our folks and our leadership roles in the district and the school level and our classroom teachers and all the others that support them, as far as getting to the next level, they're ready.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what everybody wants every year.
Mhm.
I mean, they have the capacity, they have the will and desire, and they have the commitment to do it. Thank you.
If that's all,
Well, I will say one thing. Snow likely around 7:45 is what they're saying right here on the Weather Channel.
Always.
So,
It always
just get
hits
ready.
at the least
There was
opportune time.
There was several women I down there eating a snack with that said, boy, we'd like to be off tomorrow. And I think there's two more back there behind you that say the same thing.
There's probably some in front of us too.
Now, I would like to say too, I do appreciate what you do for us.
Thank you.
It's, over the last 4 years, very noticeable what we've accomplished, and it's on your vision and behalf we've done that. I just, you know, I hate to see summer 27 come, but
Well,
maybe we can change
again,
your
I
mind.
came in at a time, it was tough for everybody. And the team was rebuilt and, you know, students have adjusted. So, like I said, Washington County is ready to really accelerate. And, but it was just timing. I'm just here to make sure people have the confidence to do what they know they can do.
Well, your leadership too.
That's leadership. Helping people really realize they can do it.
Well, there may be a chance at the end of 26 that we can tell him to stay another year.
And he won't have no choice, we're his boss.
That's right. So,
And we'll check the forecast at the end of the meeting. I don't know that we'll have an announcement tonight, but if it does appear, we're gonna have a chance of snow. If anything, 7:45, we would need to have a little more time.
7:45 tonight.
Oh, you think? Oh, I saw that.
It's coming in tonight.
We'll see. We had that little crazy squall that happened last year out of nowhere in Gray.
Yep.
We don't wanna repeat that.
Listen, I've seen big snows at 38 degrees
Yeah,
here.
anyway, we're monitoring.
Is this the time where we have discussion on salary and contract, things like that, or is that just approving the results of this?
if you don't care to, let's just approve the results of this, and then we'll talk about the contract and then the bonus.
Sure.
That's okay. So can we vote Jennifer?
Voting's open.
Well, I don't have you.
It's called logging on before the meeting starts.
Buddy.
How do you vote,
Heath.
Mr. Irvin?
Yes. Heath, come here.
Call it in the backup.
Maybe I pushed that.
I think you got it, Keith.
Meeting.
Keith, I called you Keith, I'm sorry.
All agree.
It does say superintendent's contract. We know that Mr. Boyd has told us that he is departing from us in 2027.
I stated June 2027, yes, ma'am.
So are you still confirmed on that?
Right now, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, then that would mean, that
What's
we
his
have.
contract date, end date now?
June 30, 2027, yes.
It's at the end of the year for us, but, And then we would need to discuss his bonus with the qualifications that we have set. Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion that we increase Jerry's salary to, for $5,000 more.
I'll second that.
Please repeat.
5,000 to increase his salary by $5,000.
Is that his bonus or is that increase in
That is
his salary? Plus he's getting his bonus.
Well, we can discuss his bonus, but, I mean, this is just his salary. Didn't increase $5,000 in salary. Or that's my motion anyway.
Mr. Fleener, for accounting, could you put a date on that increase, like the effective date of the increase? Would that be January 1 or would
Yeah,
it be
1/1/26. Should know that come from the number again.
He needs the numbers.
I gotta plug it in.
John.
So I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I second.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I did not hear
Very
that.
good.
Mr. Barnes, okay. So I have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion? Can we vote, please?
Voting's open. All agreed.
All right, back to the question of the bonus. As we have stated in his contract, that's also a document that you should have in front of you.
Where?
Maybe.
No,
Nope,
we
I'm
don't.
sorry. I pulled it up.
It's 4
Today.
objectives, $2,500 for 4 objectives.
Yes.
There it is.
We have those objectives. Because I pulled them up and looked at them today, but I did not.
Would you like to see them before we make a motion, I guess, on those?
Mhm.
The contract
The
objectives.
objectives.
Well, I mean, they're always around literacy,
One is literacy, one is
math,
graduation,
Graduation rates.
and CTE.
yes, college career.
Yes.
Which we talked about them at the retreat,
We did.
and, you know, I think, you know, Jerry, we've increased some of those, and we've got very, very high marks for him to hit, which he's still working at. I think there's, is that correct, you hit 2 out of 4, is that correct? Roughly,
Yes,
you know, we raised those 2 up
we did.
again.
Yes, sir.
I also feel like the graduation rate falls on us. I felt like that last year, and I still feel like that now, because
Well-
we require more than what the state requires, and
Yeah, and that percentage is high, it's almost impossible.
Well, and
it is.
I don't think, I mean, anything less than 100% is not where we need to be. And I'd make a motion if you'd allow it.
I will.
I'd make a motion that we give Jerry the 10,000 of his bonus. But I don't wanna see us lower those 2 other numbers just for the sake of trying to hit them. I mean, I know we're pushing to hit them and our goal is to hit them, but at the same time, I don't want us to see us lower them just so we have an achievable number that's gonna be grabbed.
I'll second that.
Just leave it like.
Is there any discussion, because I have a motion and a second?
What is the actual figure with the grade that he got? What would that meet?
Well,
2 out of 4.
So that would be half of the bonus. Why did we make this? Now, that's what I've got to ask. I mean, anybody's job, sorry, Jerry, but that's how I feel.
Well, you don't apologize to me,
I mean-
I've presented to you before.
I know you
that
have.
If the metrics aren't met, then that bonus shouldn't happen.
Well, I mean, thank you for saying that, but if 2 out of 4, then that'd be half, so that's how I feel, so.
What are the two that were not met?
Graduation rate
and CTE certifications, at least one certification or IPSO for every child, graduating student.
I can sit here and vote to lower the rates, but that would be for next year, and that's what we.
I mean, our graduation rate's at 97, or we want it to be 97%, I believe, is that right, Jerry?
Yes, sir, and we're, this year well, it's always a year behind, but we're close to that, but it's not 97%.
But I mean, it really ought to be 100.
Well,
It
I
is.
mean,
We are failing our children and our families in this system if it's not 100. But there's a lot goes into that. I mean, there's a lot, we require more credits than all our neighbors and everything, and that's fine. I'm not trying to sit here and make sense of it, but still, if it's not 100,
well, I would sit here and make an amendment to your motion and go at 75 instead of, if I was to get a second. Because he almost met 3 of them. But I still feel like if we made this is what we should follow.
I'll second it so we can discuss it. Yes, sir.
Discussion. Yeah, I think the system is a bit flawed if you have to, all or none, if you have to go all or none, there ought to be a sliding scale. With the target's 97%, say we land at 96%, you say, well, you get 0, that really makes no sense. So, I wanted to share that thought. And in actuality, I'll look at more of a sliding scale in the future. By no means should we lower the targets. There will be incentive to strive for those, but to simply say, made it or get 0, it makes no sense.
And the other two that were met, those having to do with 7th grade math, right?
And literacy, third grade literacy. Any more discussion? We'll vote on the amendment first.
Tobin,
Yes.
it failed, amendment failed.
So we'll vote on the motion as was presented.
And can we get that motion repeated, please?
Move for approval of the 10,000.
Still spinning.
Still spending. What did you get yesterday?
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
All Tobin now?
just make,
It's approved with 2 noes.
Thank you all so much. We're going to move on to the recognition of the achievement from Miss Kelly Wagner.
present the big check.
So at yesterday, I had the privilege of accepting this for you. This is the achievement for the platinum, designation, which means it is the highest level that we could achieve. And so I just want to hand this off to you for the help of your
It really was a district-wide effort because everyone worked together. Helping with this initiative, so that we made it by working together.
The leadership had to start.
Use that for the house bonus.
District.
Ms. Wagner worked really hard at getting all the participants to be able
Michelle
to
said,
take
we
care of that.
can't cash this check, where's the real?
Sorry.
You just need a big bank.
Yeah.
Consideration of the meeting agenda.
What was the check for? Cause nobody said anything about it.
Oh, it's for she started the, Healthy Schools Challenge, and so a lot of us had to participate in that. I don't know if you got the email or not, but board members participated. There were several different ones. And she spearheaded that, and, she worked hard enough to achieve the topless level. And so that's what we got for the top tier of getting that, so.
It was the
Do you wanna
platinum, wasn't
expand
Was that the Calm Health?
on that?
it? Yes, that's
It's
part
the
of it.
Tennessee Health Through School Challenge, and it has several components to it, and they reflect the components of the coordinated school health. And we just have to be successful, have initiatives in each of those components, and we had to show, provide documentation and proof that we achieved those.
Mhm.
And then, based on how many levels that you were able to be successful at, determined at what, whether you were bronze level, gold level, platinum. And, our district works, very well together. Everyone just kind of jumps in. We work together as a team. And, with that, we were able to get platinum level, which was the highest that we could achieve.
Well, thank you for providing the focus and the guidance and the support. That's part of our mission, to focus on the whole person, not just, certainly our number one priority is our students, the whole child, but our employees, each other, every individual in their health and well-being. Thank you.
It's hard to pull a lot of people together, and she did it.
There wasn't a long list on the list of platinum districts, so it was a great accomplishment of all the districts that were highlighted for that platinum level.
All right. Do I have a recommendation for the meeting agenda? Mr. Fleener?
Make a motion that we approve the meeting agenda as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Can we vote, Jennifer?
Voting's open.
Yes.
Thank you.
All agree.
We did not have anybody sign up for public comment. Announcements, Mr. Ward, do you want to handle those?
Meeting minutes.
Oh,
Approval
meeting
of
minutes,
meeting
did I miss it?
Yeah, item 6.
Oh, there it is, approval of the meeting minutes. So sorry, do I have a recommendation for the meeting minutes?
I move for approval of all 3 meeting minutes.
Second.
Jennifer, can we vote, please?
Second. All agree.
All right, announcements. Now, Mr. Ward, will you?
Certainly, just various dates listed there. We listed today's budget meeting. We had no items at the budget committee meeting. Did attend just to listen to the conversation. We have the next item, the December 12th, is the annual legislative meeting with our state legislators. Two of them have confirmed, waiting on the third. Our two representatives have confirmed, waiting on Senator Crow's office to confirm or not. I'll reach out probably via text to him and just ask him if he's gonna come. Other than that, we have no workshop in December, just due to the holidays, and our next board meeting will be in January. And you see a list of others. The last day of the semester for our students and teachers is Friday the 19th, and that's an abbreviated day. And then they will be off. Students do not return until January 6th, which is a Tuesday. Our teachers return on Monday, January 5th.
Can I add something? You probably received the email about the TSBA Legislative and Legal Institute in February. So, you can let me know if you want to attend that. It's February 16th and 17th in Franklin this year. Put that on your radar, and if you can let me know in the next few days, that way I can work on, the most important is getting the reservations done, so you don't have to drive.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Hannah Campbell, you were here to present tonight?
Great.
So, great.
You want this?
Yes, please.
There you go. They'll pull up the presentation for you.
Tell her right now.
Alright, hi everybody. So I had the honor of highlighting Daniel Boone High School, and if you don't know, I'm from Crockett, so it was a lot of fun. Okay. Alright, so don't go too far. Okay, so one of Boone's initiatives this school year was to incorporate student and community voice. They began this during the summer when they sent out surveys to both students and parents to see what they believe the core values of their school should be. So this is where they started to implement Team Boone, which is their acronym that stands for Together, Encourage, Accountable, and Motivated. For each of these words, they also came up with the responsibilities of their staff to best benefit their students, which they want their staff to be united as a team, to find the good, to feel their responsibility to themselves, their peers, by doing their jobs, and by creating a culture where maximum effort is given no matter the results. Their purpose as Team Boone is to encourage accountability, motivate minds. They want their students, parents, and community to all join Team Boone. I got a really strong sense of that when I was looking at their school website. I don't know if you've looked at it recently, but it's plastered all over it. Their motto is to work together, encourage everyone, act with accountability, and to stay motivated. Their vision: team is their foundation. Together they encourage growth, hold each other accountable, and stay motivated for success in school and beyond. They began implementing Team Boone with their student leadership team. They've had great success getting multiple requests approved, and I really wanted to highlight that process because it's the full circle. It goes from the student putting in a request with their admin, to admin relating that request to the student team, the team talking to the student body, creating a presentation, and then relating it back to the admin. A couple of the requests that have gotten fulfilled was fish, which is something that we have at Crockett. This was brought up by students because they wanted it in their school. And they had their first meeting on November 21st and had over 400 students in attendance. They got requests fulfilled for student parking, or for the painted parking spots for their seniors, and the musketball dance, which was their improvised version for their homecoming dance when they realized they wouldn't have enough time to plan for homecoming. And this took place after the musketball this year. Go Pioneers. They also planned for their winter social, which takes place during the spring semester, and it will be their second year hosting this dance. and are even hoping to make it Sadie Hawkins themed, although nothing's set in stone. I know, old school. So implementing the Team Boone into the faculty looked a little bit different. Their administration offered teacher professional development sessions, which included student-centered classrooms, chunking information, grouping, and time sensitivity. These are considered their 4 focus areas in the classroom to maximize time and learning for their students. So a couple more of their initiatives was to improve their chronic absenteeism for both 10% and greater and 20% and greater. And finally, they're looking to improve their EOC scores, mainly for Algebra 1 and English 9, or English 1. So their way to take action against this chronic absenteeism, first, admin starts off with a discussion of a student's absence that has 5 or more unexcused absences. They've implemented new field trip policies that if you are chronically absent, you cannot go on a field trip, which resets every 9-week grading period. Of course, there's that new skipping final incentive, which I have seen work personally, and then their attendance contracts so that students are taking responsibility for their attendance. So I wanted to take a little bit more of a look at that breakdown for the numbers. At the end of the 2024 to 2025 school year, their chronic absence was 25.3%. Their goal this semester was to be under 18. At this point in the semester last year, their attendance was at 22.96% for 10% and greater, and 6.19% for greater than 20%. They have dropped these numbers greatly and have even met their goal for that 18% and under for that greater than 10% absence. So I also did a breakdown of their EOC scores for the 2024 and 2025 school year, and you could see the decreases in Algebra 1 and English 1 compared to Algebra 2 and English 2, while the rest of their subjects are relatively the same. They are working on student growth, which was their largest goal this year. And finally, I wanted to end with a basketball highlight. So as you may know, they hired a new head basketball boys coach, Cody Connell. He's a well-known coach in the area, led our boys last year to a Hardee's Classic and pretty far in tournaments. And then this year at the Hardee's Classic, Daniel Boone's Lady Blazers took the championship. And then finally, we have some more Lady Blazers who have signed to go to college, with Aaliyah Story going to Chattanooga, Andrea Flores going to Mississippi State, and Ella Wilson going to Milligan. That's all I got for y'all today.
Go Boone, right?
Thank you. No, absolutely not.
Thank you, great job. Good job. Great job. And I think.
Big ask for Pioneer. Blazer highlights, so we wanted to share the love.
Oh, thank you so much.
Good job, man. Thank you. Thank you. Good job.
Return the favor and do it reverse.
Take it away.
Great. The rest of the items are for board's full awareness, public record, various reports, as you can see, and in a routine each month. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to address it.
Anybody have any questions about the director's or superintendent's report? All right, do I have a recommendation for the consideration of the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Can we vote, Jennifer?
Voting is open. All agreed.
Thank you. All right, we have had to adjust the 26-27 school year calendar. It should be, you should have been able to look at that.
If you can open the recommended calendar, the top one, just maybe. Oh, there, I got it controlled. Could be dangerous. Just This is the proposed revised. The main change is, next year, when the board approved the 3-year calendar, this is the last year of the 3-year calendar that the board has approved. We did identify one date that was left out, and that is August 6th is a primary day. It's a state, local, or actually state and federal type of primary day. So generally, because most of our schools are precincts, we do not open schools on election days. It is designated as a professional development day for our faculty, but no student attendance. So we had to adjust that to a no student attendance day on August 6th. The other modification, based on feedback when the 3-year calendar was passed, the calendar committee presented some adjustments in past practice, and it was to add additional days that students were off in the fall break. And this past year, and last year, we weren't able to use the calendar. I made adjustments based on the flooding. We got our students back in school after we were able, earlier than we were scheduled to, just to get a normal routine established after the floods. But this year we actually carried out the calendar, the fall break, and if you recall, we had a Friday before fall break was a teacher professional development day. The next week was 5 days. Students and teachers and school staff were on break. And then our faculty or teachers returned on the Monday, and students didn't return until on Thursday. Based on feedback from community parents about the length of that break, I don't know that it came from any students, but the parents and others about a concern for that length, we made an adjustment, and you can see that if you see October, what that reflects is, instead of the students coming back on Thursday, the students would come back on Tuesday. So the teachers would have a professional learning day prior to the break, students, and no student day. Students would start their fall break on that Friday in October, have a complete week, and that would also be the same week our teachers and school staff would have a break. Our teachers return for professional learning day on the 12th, and then the students would return on the Tuesday. So that's the primary adjustment, reducing the number of professional learning days before the students return for fall break. Yes?
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, really, just as a reminder, the way that we're able to have those days without expanding the calendar further, we're required to have 180 instructional days in our approved annual school year calendar, but we have 13 stockpile days that are used for inclement weather, emergencies, and can also be used for no student attendance and professional development days for teachers, and count in those 180 instructional days. So that's how we were able to add a few more days like that in the calendar. We've just backed that off, so those days that aren't being utilized will roll back into the stockpile day total, and that'll just be additional days available if we have inclement weather or other emergencies.
I make a motion that we approve the recommended revisions to the 2026-27 calendar.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Can we vote, Jennifer?
Please. Whitney.
Yes, Whitney.
I'm just asked a question.
No, you're on.
You seconded.
Me.
Jeff.
Second.
Thank you. Can't see behind me.
All agreed.
Thank you. Overnight trip request from the wrestling team at David Crockett High School. Do I have a recommendation?
We've got 3 listed.
We have 3 listed. I'm so sorry. Girls basketball from Daniel Boone and girls basketball from David Crockett High School.
Make a motion, we approve all 3 overnight trips.
Second.
Any discussion?
Good luck to all.
Can we vote?
Second. All agreed?
Purchase order 3587 for curriculum support, and it's system-wide. It comes from a literacy grant. Yes, sir.
Make a motion, we approve purchase order 35871.
Second.
Any discussion? Can we vote, please?
This has. All agreed?
Thank you. The new storage building at Daniel Boone, do I have a recommendation for this building? It's for potentially partially funding from the athletic department and, the line item 707.
I move for approval.
How much you want them to give, I guess, or if you would put that in there before we, well, I need my business, but
Yeah.
I'd like for you to.
So the 11.5 is the total price.
11,517.
Yes, sir.
We discussed this a little bit last week, I guess. We kicked around a 50% share. So I'll make a motion that the board pays half of that.
Second.
Any discussion? Yes, sir.
How, I guess with Brad not being here, Brad, where does this money come down, maintenance, our half, or where would this be all coming from?
So there was two lines we can take it out of. Talked with this morning when we met, we looked at really that 76,100 category for this item. That's the regular capital outlay. So that specific line has $100,000 budget in it. There's around 50 of that that's been earmarked for the Crockett greenhouse. So there is another 50 in there. So this line has no issues in handling this expense especially. But I mean, either way, whether it's half in this case, so. And that's what you'd have for the rest of the year. So if half of this, you'll have roughly 44,000 for the rest of the year unless you do an amendment and put more in there.
So some of it's coming out of capital funds.
So there's a section of our general fund, it's the 141 general fund budget, but there's a section that's 76,100 that's for capital items, for capital outlays. Now, all capital items don't go in there, but that's stuff that we would budget. We had 100,000 budgeted in there for building improvements. It's a new building, so this could qualify to go in that line.
So we don't have to go to county commission.
Not
to
for
get
this,
these funds.
this is all in your general fund budget, so, correct.
One other question, does Daniel Boone have enough funds to cover that?
So I looked, and yes, and you have access to that, in the school, the documents that I print each month, there are school accounts that I put up there, and you can pull the Daniel Boone ledger up that I have on there, and it'll have a variety of athletics accounts. The general one has about 46,000 in it, but there's some other sub-athletic accounts too, so
This won't hurt him as far as,
they've got the funds to cover it. Now, what I don't know is I don't know what their expense requirements are for the rest of the year without talking with the school bookkeeper. But as of right now, the money is in there.
okay.
Any more discussion? Kelly? I'm sorry. Mr. Can we vote, please?
Hogan?
Mr. Chairman, or Mr. Chairman, doesn't say in the amendment, well, I mean, we know it's half coming.
I put half in
Okay.
this.
Thank you, never mind, I see it. Read it in,
We're good.
you usually start there.
All agreed?
Do I have a recommendation for the release of the RFP for the repair of the bus garage roof?
So moved.
second. Any questions?
Discussion.
Any discussion?
So, are we, which way are we bidding this?
Well, based on the discussions, it sounds like it would be the less expensive option, the spray, I mean, the covering, the coating option. So we'd have to write those specs, and that's what we would release. We could, in an RFP process, stipulate, here's what we want, give us your best solution. But it sounds like the board feels like the best way to go with this, with this structure is that covering. We just would have, that's what we would then do. That's the intent, unless the board says otherwise.
And that was the last one.
We'll both have the option. I don't know that Coriel, based on what they told me, will bid on it, but they might.
Dr. Adams?
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to clarify what my intentions were with this. We had a third company come out later last week to look at that roof, and their recommendation was to not spray. They thought it should also be encapsulated. So my thought process was to bring the board through an RFP, different options from different roofing companies. If you decide that you want to do the spray, which doesn't make a big difference to me, I would prefer just to put it out to bid right now and not have to go through an RFP to then come back and have to go through the bid process. So that was all my intentions there. So if you've decided, if you guys want to just do the spray, then I would prefer just to go ahead and put that out to bid. I will also say that Coriel offers a spray option, and they are on a purchasing co-op, so we could even cut through that. But if you guys want to bid it, we can. Just FYI, that's why I said RFP. But if you know you want to do the spray, then I would say let's put it out to bid. Thank you.
Can we amend that to go ahead?
You can amend.
I'd like to make an amendment to that
Well, we
and,
don't,
make a motion that we go ahead and put that out for bid for the spray roof coating.
I'll second that.
Well, we had a motion and we had a second.
I'll pull my motion.
okay.
Second, I'll pull mine.
Okay.
So we just got the
So
original
now you just
motion will be just with spray coating, putting out for bid. Okay. Mr. Riddle and Mr. Arms.
Well, I went up there and looked around, and I was, there's no leaks. I ain't saying it couldn't start leaking tomorrow, but do we wanna do it now? Do we feel, or you think we might wait till next year's budget to do it?
I'm afraid we just get backed up. Is it just, if you push one thing and that pushes another thing and.
We have a roofing schedule that's out 10 years, and this is just when the roofing company and evaluating the structure indicated this is the time to do it.
I think this would be a really good test for us as well as to the product's effectiveness and the warranty and all that. I'm pretty familiar with commercial roofing, so it's a well-known and highly used product and potential good bit of cost savings for us as a system. So, and I think it is a good opportunity for us to start at the bus garage. Not that we can't have a leak there, but it's more critical if we have a leak in a school than at the bus garage. So it would be an excellent test for us to see. And if it does work like we think it can, it'll be a lot of potential savings for us in the future of roofing. So.
Yes, sir.
For years, I managed a roofing program for better than 50 buildings. I don't know how many there were a lot. And you got to be proactive. If you wait till they leak, it costs you more, I guarantee you. That's when you start replacing metal. So I think, as Mr. Riddle said, this is a good opportunity here to try this and preserve what's there and extend the life. I was impressed with what I saw with the technology there last week. I'm supportive.
Dr. Adams speak.
Again?
I just want to remind the board that money is coming out of the county's educational capital fund. That we have that money earmarked, $100,000 for a roof for this this fiscal year, so that's where the money will come from. Not
It
out of our
is in
general.
the approved plan.
I'm sure we can find use of that for something else.
Exactly, with approval. But that, you know, that's up to, that's the maximum amount we have access to.
Any more discussion? Can we vote, Jennifer?
Second. All agreed?
These are bids that, need to be awarded, so there is the Versa printer for Daniel Boone. It's funded by the ISM grant, and the recommendation is the RJ Young at $93,746. Mr. Flynn,
Make a motion, we approve ISM grant for the printer at Daniel Boone, RJ Young, 93,746.
Second.
any discussion?
And that's actually to award.
Yes.
I just wanna make a comment, you know, that it's very briefly identified as a printer. This is a major production printer for the digital arts program. It's not what some people might envision as a printer.
Will that give us 2 in the county?
It would mirror what's at David Crockett High School.
Correct. All right, can we vote, Jennifer?
Second. All agreed?
The staging system at Westview Elementary, it's also funded by the ISM grant, and it is recommended that we use Ambrosia Sound for $33,528.48. Mr. Fleener,
Make a motion that we approve the ISM grant for Westview, 33,528.48 for Ambrose Sound.
Second.
any discussion? Can we vote, please?
Second. All agreed?
Next is the audio system for Westview Elementary. It's also from the ISM grant. It is Ambrosia Sound also with $30,962.97. I have a recommendation for that.
Move to approve?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, if you could just remind me how these two play together, and we talked a bit about it at the workshop.
I heard that,
And,
You know, it's part of, in their CTE program and their STEM program, they're just enhancing the space so that it's more of a production space, you know, for staging and lighting, and then also as this item is a sound, so it's just enhancing Westview in the program. And specifically as mentioned in their digital arts program, and especially Westview feeding into, David Crockett High School, which has a good, strong program, so they're really trying to be a good feeder into David Crockett High School.
Any more discussion? Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
Second. All agreed?
The bids for the burglar alarms for Daniel Boone High School, Fall Branch Elementary, Sulphur Springs Elementary. Recommendation is Fleener Security at $57,518.82. Do I have a recommendation?
I make a recommendation to approve the burglar alarms for Daniel Boone, Fall Branch, Gray, and Sulphur Springs Elementary.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Can we vote, Jennifer?
Second. All agreed?
The wall padding at Sulphur Springs Gym. So we can take, there's 3 items in this. So, you can take them one at a time if you'd like. The wall padding is $10,162.90. Then the cafeteria furniture is $65,917.91, and the flooring, I guess, is included in the 65.
It's an additional amount of 65.
Addition.
There's additional,
It's not
We
listed
would
on the.
propose to table the flooring as the design that we had presented was not what was quoted, so we would like to bring back the flooring at the next board, at the next workshop or board meeting. The pricing for the wall pads and the furniture is correct, but we had a specific design that was not quoted by the companies for the flooring, so we would like to get that as Ms. McIntyre would like it, and then bring it back.
okay. So, we cannot act on the cafeteria part and push it to the next one because there was something wrong with
The flooring.
Just the flooring?
Yes.
So we can act on the furniture.
We can act on the furniture. So, we can take those separately, we can put those together, Mr. Flainer.
No, before we do anything, could we, were some questions where that we were gonna get the money and fund that from, which is, there's already 2 line items. Have we got anything alternative, because we was gonna take that out of the maintenance budget to do those 2, correct? So,
That's correct.
Out of that particular line item, yes.
There's
Is it-
2 line items separate for the furniture,
is there somewhere else that we could gather that?
not within your existing approved budget. You know, you'd have to do some amendments to be able to fund it elsewhere within the 141 budget.
Could we, and just me speaking, since we don't have the flooring for the cafeteria, could we move the furniture, cafeteria furniture to the workshop so we could, and try to find, identify ways to fund it for, that we currently have in our budget that may have to have some budget amendments to move around? I would like to see us, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the $10,162.90 for the gym wall padding, because that's a safety issue that needs to be done ASAP, in my opinion.
Second that. That was your motion.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Any discussion?
So you're wanting to wait to do the 65 on the furniture at the next meeting?
We don't have a workshop scheduled.
Yeah.
January
But-
workshop, I guess.
It'd be nice if we could find some additional ways to fund it with categories that we're not gonna plan on using this year, if we could.
But that's not part of your motion. Your motion is just to
Just
approve the
the
payment.
wall padding, yes, sir.
How long does it take to get the furniture?
We're looking probably 8 to 12 weeks when we write the purchase order. Our plan was to hopefully get this done over spring break, the flooring and the furniture. The furniture takes much longer to get here than the flooring does, so that's why we feel comfortable pushing back the flooring to the next workshop. But ordering the furniture is paramount to get it here before spring break. If not, we'll have to wait until summertime.
Chad, let me just answer some of that question on the funding. So there's 2 lines you would typically purchase furniture out of in the general fund budget. One is where we have it, in that maintenance at the 499 line. The other one would be that capital outlay category we mentioned a minute ago for that building, 76,100. There's about 44,000 left in that line after the building without doing an amendment to move more funds in there. So that would, as far as the line item we would charge it to, that's typically would be your 2 choices, unless we amend it and make up a new line. And I mean, you know, if the board would desire that.
I would just, I wanna see us fund both. And just a comment, you don't wanna see us fund both. I would just like for us to find a place that we already have funding, you know, for example, vehicle line budget,
Okay.
you know, to pull the 65,000 out of it. I'm not sure exactly what's in there, but I don't wanna zero the capital outlay funding.
So by the next meeting, I'll get an update on what's outstanding right now, as we speak, there's 242,000 remaining in that vehicle line, but I know there's some things outstanding and some vehicles that hasn't arrived, so I wanna make sure that,
Would there be over 65,000 still left?
possibly, but before I
Before you
take
say-
that for sure, I wanna look at the outstanding purchase orders that haven't hit the expense report yet to be sure on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, to do that, we're moving from one budgeted category to another category, so we would,
Yeah, I
have to
know,
amend that, you know, go through the commission to amend major categories, yeah.
And I don't think even if we, and sorry to keep on this rabbit trail, but I don't think where we don't have an HEW meeting for December, if we did do that for the furniture, we still wouldn't be able to put the order in unless we went through a budgeted line item that, like this 141, 499 category, and we don't even have the 65,000 in it, we just got 44 because we just spent 5 something.
So in the capital outlay, 76,100 category, you're correct. In the maintenance, 72,620, 499, the money is there now. Now, granted, that takes a hit out of that line. That takes it down to about 48% spend for the rest of the year if it's left. So you have about 727,000 in that line. That's kind of the lifeline of the maintenance department where you buy parts every day, like plumbing supplies. I mean, that kind of keeps it going, but we would certainly need to, you know, just monitor it for the rest of the year if we do put it in. That's typically where we put furniture too in the past.
Okay.
Without, again, I can make another amendment.
I don't want to sound like I don't support it, but I would like to rob another line item and to fund that.
Yeah. Just remember, if we do take it out of one category to another, it does require the commission approval, which would, you know, slow that up a little if we do that, but.
With saying that, Jerry, is there up, and I know we've got a slab before, if we approved the 65,917.91 for the cafeteria furniture tonight, pending that we moved it from the you know, but where there's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts, if we had that left in the, you know, vehicle line item, we don't have that answer, and we won't have it maybe, but if we said that tonight, for the Monday county commission meeting that you're going to, is that something that you could even get recognized to have a motion on the floor at that time?
I do not believe so.
I didn't figure so.
There is one other thing that I just thought of within the maintenance category. So we know with the budget, the way that worked last year, the commission approved a higher budgeted amount for salaries throughout the whole thing, because it was a higher rate that we're really not using. I would have to look, but within the maintenance category, there will be some excess in the salary lines that we know we won't use. But I'll need to really look at that and to be able to give you an accurate number. So the reason I say that is, let's just hypothetically say there was 65,000 excess in salary. You could move that from the salary line within the same category to the 499 line without commission approval. I can't guarantee you there's that much in there excess though, because I need to really look at that to see what the excess is.
And I should ask more questions, I guess, at the workshop, but.
You probably answered most of my questions, but I guess my only question is, knowing the timeline, do you feel comfortable we could approve this tonight? Just on the furniture, from that line item and then move some money around afterwards, or?
Well, so right now, the money is sitting in the 72,620, 499 lines. So I mean, if you approve it, we will write it out of that line and the money's there. You know, we'll just have to monitor that for the rest of the, now I know there's gonna be some excess in the salary lines within the maintenance category that we can move. I actually think I already have that figured on another sheet, and I'm trying to find that sheet right now to be able to tell you. So the money is there if you approve it. It would just be a question of, do you wanna move more money into that line to supplement it at a later date, which.
Well, the thing about it is, what's to not, next month, there'll be something else that we need.
Well, that's.
Well, I mean, yeah, you'll have to
You know,
consider that
that's-
going forward for the rest of the
How
year.
can we go ahead and do something when boys, ladies, we're sitting here on a touchy budget. And if we just keep spending, it's,
Well, it's something they need.
I agree,
And,
I mean,
you know,
I ain't saying that they don't, but
But I'd rather rob it out of another line item that would just say, hey, we're not gonna buy any more vehicles or something like, you know what I'm saying?
I would I mean, my recommendation is, you know, I realize the ideal situation would be to shoot for the spring break project, but I would just say that's not that critical. I mean, I know,
summertime.
I think if we get it in place and we get all these questions answered and we move the project forward, the most important thing would be to get it done, and it would be very doable to have it completed before they return to school next year.
Yes, sir.
Well, as you know, I talked in our planning session, you know, a few weeks ago. You know, as you go through and you visit schools, we got a lot of buildings. We've got a lot of very nice, new, modern, bright buildings. But there's probably three you go into that are very dated. This certainly being one of them. It looks a lot more like, you know, a 1950s military building than it does a 2025 elementary school, especially when you compare it to others. So, yeah, I'd really like to see us move ahead and buy this furniture and you know, move the money as we need to. In the big scheme of things, $65,000 is it's not that much money given some of the line items. I think we have opportunity to move money for it.
Madam Chair, we have a motion on the floor, right? Seconded. That's where it sits right at the moment, correct?
That's where it
Right,
sits.
then I want to move to close debate on that specific item, the padding. If somebody wants to come back with the cafeteria furniture as a separate motion, then let them do that. So I'm moving to close debate.
All right, can we vote, Jennifer?
Voting Nathan, and this is for the wall padding.
For the wall padding, yes.
Council move to close debate.
All agreed.
Mr. Riddle?
I'd like to make a motion that we go ahead and approve the cafeteria furniture. And I feel like we can find the money and move it around. That whether we do it now or later, money's money. We can move it from somewhere to make it work.
I'll second that.
A motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Mr. Flinger?
I see your point, Whitney, and I agree wholeheartedly. The only thing is, with the prior things that we've seen, the county commission, especially with amending the budget, it sounds like we're having to play a different game than what we've always done in the past.
I would, and I don't know if it needs to be in the motion, but, you know, we've identified the line item, and I guess that's 71600. Is that the line item?
72620-499.
We've already allocated and the capital projects money, that $100,000.
So of the capital, the 76-100, there's
Yeah,
about
76.
55,000 of that is already earmarked. So
Yes.
there's 45,000 available.
So I would suggest that we identify both funds, so we would pull from both funds if we needed to.
I could split the
Yes.
PO and go ahead and charge 44,000, whatever's left from the capital outlay line, which would only leave 21,000 to charge the maintenance category. I mean, I can do that with your approval.
And then we wouldn't have to have county.
And well, in that, you know, so that we identified where the funds would come from, and we do have sufficient funds, it would then not be such a hit on that one maintenance fund.
And you would not need commission approval for that.
And we would not need to go outside of the board for approval.
Can you all amend your motion, please, Mr. Riddle?
You'll have to tell me the line items.
I can get with Jennifer on the lines if you want, unless you want me to spell it out, we'll pay.
To do that.
We'll split it between 76-100 category and 72-620, and I can give you the appropriate lines.
I put in the motion, I was putting in additional line item, so we can.
It just alleviates taking it from, I mean, it keeps us from having to pull from just one.
Yes, I get it, that makes sense.
So I'm sorry, how much is the flooring?
That's what I was,
We don't know.
That'll be
That's the
later.
problem, we don't know. So that's another reason that I would like to defer all of it And Mr. Boyd's right, you know, if it's not done over spring break, it can be done over summer and to open up something fresh and new in there. Because I feel like the flooring's more important than the seating at this point, because the flooring is not good and could have safety issues.
I'd just like to see it done. You've got kids that's been there
understand.
since kindergarten, graduating 8th grade. Kind of be nice to let them see it before they graduate. And like I say, money's money. The flooring's gonna be what it is. We're gonna buy it. You have to have it. It needs it. So I'd rather see us get this underway and get done with it. That's just personal.
Yes, sir.
Jerry, what did you say the holdup was on the floor? Please.
2 of the 3 companies just quoted a straight one color LVT. What the concept was to pop it with some color, just to, you know, mostly one color. It'll have a little bit of burgundy planks in it, a little bit of the yellow planks in it, so that it has a good pop to it, matches the furniture and matches the paint concept that our maintenance department's gonna paint the walls. And they're gonna have some wordings, you know, Gamecocks across the wall to really, you know, spruce it up and again, have that color scheme all looking. I can't imagine it would be more than $20,000.
Well, that was the original bid, I guess, or the original quote was less than 20.
One was like $12,000, but it was just a straight floor. And so we felt in an effort to be fair with all of the people we got quotes from, that they should all bid the same thing. So we are actively working on, I tried my best to get some new numbers tonight, but I can't get them. It was too late before we realized what exactly was going on, that they weren't quoting the same color.
And best your guess time frame on getting flooring bidded and get it in before we.
Well, it won't be over $25,000, so we'll just need quotes. My goal would be to have that in front of you at your January board meeting.
And then time frame getting it and installing it?
It could be more than 4 to 6 weeks.
So we could have it done before the furniture,
Yes.
I guess is what I'm trying to get at.
This is just Jared's goal, so, you know, my plan would be to get the floor done at the beginning of spring break and the furniture installed at the end of spring break, and the painting would be done, even before all that, and we'd be ready to move.
Okay, thank you.
And the flooring would come out of the same line items?
So right now I have the flooring coming out of the same one with the padding. That would be 72,623,335, and then there's a code that identifies sulfur springs on there. It's like 000000113.
It's out of that category.
So how much is in that account?
So okay, let's say, without the flooring considered, you have 176,000 remaining. There was a total of 226 budgeted in there, so that line's still healthy. Now, let's keep in mind, when we have if we have emergency, let's say we have a septic tank go out, I mean, these would be one of the lines we would go to, so obviously you don't wanna empty them out, you know, by February, so. Unless you budget more money and put more money in there, you know.
Any more discussion? Can we vote, Jennifer?
Is that amended as from both line items?
Yes, and I'm gonna get with Brad to put the
Absolutely.
line item in there, but I put additional line item per CFO,
Yeah, we'll have 2 expense lines.
Thank you.
so we'll do it. Voting's open.
Should've waited to read again, Jen, I'm sorry.
Approve, 1 no.
The TCI listing agreement for Midway, the Midway property that we have. Do I have any recommendations for that?
I make a motion, we move forward. Second.
Discussion?
And that is at the 600,000, correct? I just wanna make sure, cause it's just.
Yeah, well, this one is not the updated, but yes, the one that that's been shared with you, we need to replace it with the updated. And it does list as the listing price at $600,000.
Thank you.
That addendum is, on that top, first document.
Okay.
Just like I said, I appreciate Mr. Mahaffey and Mr. Chris. for being here this evening, and, also at the workshop for taking the time to go through all the options there and explaining it to us quite well last week, so.
I would like to ask Ed, after we vote on this, if he can give us an update on the school, on the marketing.
Let me just say in regard to Midway, we're ready to move forward at your convenience, and we're ready to do that at whatever price you settle on. We think there'll be good activity on it at the outset. We also think it's entirely possible that you may find a buyer receptive to allowing you to stay in the building even though you may have sold the property for as much as a year and possibly even longer. So if you have questions, that's kind of where we are. We feel comfortable with the pricing that we have come up with. And as I mentioned, we've had some good comments about it already. So if you wait, that's entirely okay too with us. If you want to proceed and specify or stipulate that summer rental agreement is involved, and that's on the table and ready.
Any updates on the school, on the signage?
Yes.
You've got the signage up.
I can tell you that. I sent Mr. Boyd today a summary sheet on our current activity on that. And basically it said we've had about 16 different meetings with some developers, contractors, people we know to be involved in those type enterprises at early stages, of course. And we've gotten good comments, no solid offers, of course, but it's early. We also have everything posted on all the commercial websites, and the information I sent Mr. Boyd to distribute at his leisure is basically shows a pretty good start on one of the websites, which is Crexy, which is the main commercial website we use. And the Moody's affiliate is a little bit slow, but I don't think they had a full month in their reporting. So in general, it's gotten off to about an average start as far as the counts of the number of views and the number of downloads that have gone across the web. We do have, I think we can safely say that we do have 3 people that have expressed some above average interest. Of course, names we can't divulge just yet, but we're encouraged. We're very much encouraged that those can develop into something. The time frame we don't know yet. We're still talking to them about specifics of their needs. But good activity and fairly quick. And we have additional planning in place. We're trying to target a couple of different industries and talk to those folks. And talked to one developer out of Knoxville today. Another thing that was on there was I would say 85–90% of the inquiries or the web information that came across so far has been local. But we have had inquiries from Knoxville, from Murfreesboro, Lynchburg, Virginia, Antioch, Tennessee. We've had visits to the website and to that particular listing from pretty far off. That's all still pretty close, but it's out there and available all across the country. So it's an attractive property. It's easy to talk about with people. It's got a lot of potential, and I believe we're going to be pleased with the interest over the first 90 to 120 days. So everything positive so far. The only negative, if you want to know that, is that a couple of developers that we've discussed it with, not local developers, were worried about the demolition possibility of the school being not acceptable to the community. And they may know more than we do about that, so that's the only negative we've come across.
Ms. Irvin?
Well, he said something there a few minutes ago about this Midway property. Could I make an amendment to the $600,000 price that we're putting it on to make, we get to stay there for at least 2 years? If it was to sell, I mean,
My opinion, I'd wait till the bid come in, then at least you'd have.
well, that'd be,
That'd be your negotiations.
Yeah, that
Been negotiated.
that would be with the buyer.
okay. I'm just, he said, he made that comment about, they might let us stay there as long as we need to stay, but if we said in the contract, we need to stay there for at least 2 years for us to get ready, get that section moved.
Turn everybody.
That'll limit your potential buyers if you put that as a stipulation, but if you leave it open for negotiation, you can work that out later.
The only thing we would need to do would be to disclose it up front if that's a requirement. And if it is, we would always submit to you any offer we got, whether it was something that we told them had to be done or not, that we're required to do that. So it would be up to you, of course, to accept it or to counteroffer. And, but we would tell them up front and disclose that whatever your requirement is on staying in the building.
Well, I mean,
They may offer more, they may offer less, but then you have the opportunity to turn it down or accept it.
how long would it take us to get
That would be in every case.
Well, they'd have a due diligence period for a while, I mean.
what is the due diligence?
That's your inspection period.
A month, six months, 30
120,
days?
180.
I mean, could we move that in 120 days? We really need to think about that.
Well, I think we should just wait and negotiate that, see what offers we get, and you can always add that in your negotiations to, we'll have time to figure it out, what we need, and look at how much time they're asking for. Because they're gonna ask for 120 to 180 days due diligence, more than likely. So that's, 6 months. So we'll know more, and we'll get an offer, what we can work with.
I think the only remaining question that, we haven't, got an answer to, and I know you're working on it, is the, potential for a title problem, that I suppose has been before the board before, and there's action already involved on it. So that really needs to be solved, but we can always disclose that too, and it can be subject to that being cleared up, obviously.
Have you got a final answer on that? Good.
No, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Can we vote now, Jennifer?
And this is for the listing agreement.
The listing agreement for the Midway property, 600,000.
Second. And all approved.
Thank you. As we discussed in workshop, we need to vote on giving Mr. Boyd permission to enter into discussions about the gray parcel that's out there with the three-way ownership. Mr. Fleener?
I'd just like to make a motion that we approve this executive team to move into discussions. I think they'll have a board member there, and since you're the chairwoman, I'd like for you to be, both of you to be a part of that discussion.
Second.
Any discussion? Can we vote, Jen?
Second. All approved.
The joint Washington County government and the Washington County school system and the grant application for the LPRF and the Project Diabetes Grant. Is there any recommendations for this item?
So moved.
Second.
Is that the pickleball court, Jerry?
Mm-hmm.
And a brief conversation today with Mayor Grandy, and he didn't see a problem with support.
So he's accepted that.
Any more discussion? Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
Voting is open. All approved.
All right, so, I want to say Merry Christmas to you all. I hope y'all have a blessed New Year. Thank you for your time that you've put in, and if nobody else has anything, we're adjourned.
Merry
Oh,
Christmas.
Mr. Boyd,
I'd
Mr.
just like to make one comment, really, to the superintendent as follow-up to our work session in Nashville. We talked some about rezoning options and such. We won't get back together again as a board until late January, and I would sure like to see on that workshop agenda, that item, the zoning, and come back to this, some numbers and, maybe taking at least another step in the discussion.
Yes,
See
sir.
what we need to really.
I will have that available at that meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.